Okay, so welcome, Jake, to the channel. I'm very excited to have you here today. Usually when someone comes on the channel, we talk about one project, one technology, and how they are trying to solve one problem that they have identified. But with you, Jake, it's very hard to talk about one specific thing because you have so many things. You're a co-founder in Juno, co-founder in Stargaze, co-founder in DAO DAO. So welcome, Jake.
Yeah. Hey everybody.
How are you?
There's too many things. I'm good. It's been a crazy week in crypto. But let's not talk about that. Let's not.
Yeah.
Let's just pretend that it doesn't exist. I'm great. I'm more stoked than ever. It's just the bear markets are my favorite time. Like all the posers, all of the scammers, they can just like go off and die. The real builders, the true believers are here, and that's what matters. So
100%.
Yeah.
I was actually got in a bear market pretty much. I got into crypto in a bear market. Then we have the 2017 euphoria, and then also the bear market in 2018. So it's all good. It's the perfect time to be here.
Yeah, I've had a lot of bear markets, so it's been a while. It's been a while I've been in crypto, so I've seen it.
Yeah,
seen quite a few.
Let's go. Okay, so Jake, I wanna ask you, as I said before, about many different things. And the first thing I want to ask you is, I want to give you some context first for the people who's watching this channel, who's watching this video. So I do love art myself. I love music. And from the conversation that we had back in Medellin, I could gather that you're a very artsy person, you're very creative, and I do resonate a lot with, self-expressive, creative people. And that's why I want to ask you, like, if this is almost like a queen question, if you were a piece of art, physical art, hanging on the wall in your house, what would it look like?
In my house, if I was a piece of art in my house?
Yes.
I actually don't have any art in my house. Like my house is like basically empty. It's like I hardly have any furniture. Everyone makes fun of me. I don't have any time or mental energy to like decorate, and there's like actually no art on my walls in my house. So if I was a piece of art, I would not be on a wall in my house. It's all empty. Like
they're pretty lonely. You'll be pretty lonely.
I mean, I'm not lonely. I just don't
like if you were a piece of art in your house, you will be pretty lonely. You'll be alone.
Oh, I would be definitely like, yeah. It would be the only piece of art there. Yeah.
So if you were a piece of art hanging on someone's house, what would it look like?
Just like probably like a black square. Just black square. There we go.
Cool. I like it. Very abstract, in my opinion.
Very abstract, yeah.
Okay.
Not very complicated. Very dark, yeah.
Dark, abstract. Not too complicated. Okay, that sounds good. That makes it for me. Okay, why do you think? Let's start talking about NFTs here. And why do you think exclusivity plays like a big role, or is like a driving force in the NFT or within the NFTs? Do you think is actually necessary, or yeah? What are your thoughts about this?
Exclusivity is like not really necessary. I think right now people think it's necessary. It is a fundamental and useful property of NFTs. The fact that there could be ownership, that maybe not exclusivity, but like a limited supply, is also like useful. The way I think about NFTs is like, I really think that I was actually on Twitter Spaces a lot, and Terra Spaces. We should all give Terra Spaces a follow. and donate some funds to him for his great work. But he's got this word I really like, and it sums up, I think, my thoughts on NFTs is community. So community is like putting together community and utility. And I think that this is actually one of the great things about NFTs is it's actually really all about like the community at the end of the day. Like when you're like, if you have a bad kid, it's about being part of the bad kids community. And everyone like, you know, I think the reason that like profile picture NFTs became popular first is they were really great at like building and finding a community. Like when you're on Twitter and you see another bad kid, you're like, hey, we're like kind of part of the bad kids club together, you know? And I think that like the future of NFTs as we get into things like music NFTs or like book NFTs or other types of media NFTs is going to be very much focused on like the aspect of like building community. Like I'm really excited about like, you know, like the file is just out there on the internet for like anyone to see. And if you're a musical artist, for example, you might list your songs on YouTube or Spotify. You want more people to listen to your music. But where the NFT can really come into handy is this like sort of call it exclusive access, if you will, or like community. Like imagine a future where, and you don't have to imagine too long, like some of this stuff already exists. Like imagine a future where you have to own a music NFT of an album to be able to buy merch for the band. So like maybe there's like exclusive merch that you can only get if you have like an NFT. Like this actually already happens in like the world of like Ethereum NFTs. So there's a company, I forget its name, but like you can like get a t-shirt with your NFT, but only if you have that NFT. So like that's like, those are really cool ideas. I can see that happening with things like band merch. Like imagine like concert tickets, like a secret concert where you can only go if you're like, if you own like a first edition of their like first album, so that you know you're with like all the true fans, you know. These are, you know, there's a lot more to be done with NFTs, but I think the key feature is like no middlemen. So like artists have been like screwed over for a long time by like the big media companies and the big tech companies. Like if you sell a song on Apple Music, they're like getting like over 30%. Like that's like a huge cut to go. Like musicians don't make a lot of money. And if you sell like an ebook on Amazon, they take 30 to 60%, and authors don't make a lot of money. And so like, what's with these big tech companies like charging huge amounts of money for shipping a file over the internet? Like NFTs are really just a way for like artists to like basically get the full payment, no middleman, for like selling their art, and that's amazing. I think royalties are another great like game-changing feature of NFTs. So it's really just a way to, you know, like sell your art, and then like build a community around it. I think the community is what really makes the NFT valuable.
Yes, I like that word, community.
Yeah,
right?
I did not come up with it, just for the record. TerraSpaces came up with it, so like full credit to him. But I think it's like cool. So if you tweet out about it, like tweet out TerraSpaces, because it's his word. But I love it so much. Like I think it's like it's a great word, and I think that's how I think about like NFTs. Like, and if you look at like the most popular NFT series, they all tend to have like the best communities. Like whether not my favorite like NFT series, but the Bored Apes, you can't deny that they have like a great community. The most popular NFT series on Stargaze also tend to have like the most active communities, like the raccoons, like they have got a very intense but very passionate community, and that makes their NFTs like that much more exciting.
Yes, 100%. By the way, thank you for my bad kid. My bad kid.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I won that one. Nice, good for me.
You posted a great meme, so it was like I had so many of them. I just want. I want people to have them. I think, to me, I know I'm not supposed to pick favorites, but Bad Kids is probably my favorite NFT series on Stargaze.
Yeah, same. So actually, talking about that NFTs and Bad Kids, from a previous interview, I saw that for you, a NFT project that has a roadmap is a bad NFT project. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
this could be a scam. Uh, but and that you also don't like PFP, like you're kind of bored of this PFP wave of
Yeah,
NFT.
I
And
am. I
but
am. Yeah.
that led us with, like, I mean, the NFTs are just, the possibilities for NFTs are just endless. But from the things that I can think of now is artists that make one-of-one pieces of art, maybe music, gaming, maybe movies, or some different media NFTs. But like, if you were an artist that wants to break into the world of NFTs, and you don't have a very strong community, and you don't have a very like sense of added value to your community that you still don't have, how would you like try to engage with a community that is already very used to speculation, used to communities, used to roadmaps, used to everything that we have seen so far
Just
in
forget all that.
NFT?
Like, just forget it. Forget all that stuff. Like, I think there's too much copy paste ability. Just do something that you think is cool. Every artist has this challenge of like, how do I stand out in the crowd of artists? Like, I don't have a community. Like, every artist has to go through this journey. And I think each artist like also answers it differently. But just make something that you think is really fucking cool. And like, don't like try to like copy other people like too much. Don't be like, oh, CryptoPunks is big, so we should make like our own version of punks or whatever. Or monkeys are a thing, so we should just do that. Like, nah, just think for your fucking self and like make something that you think is cool, and then hopefully other people will think it's cool. And then the community is one of those things I feel like you can't really force it. It kind of just emerges organically. And so like the best way to make a community is just like do something that like you think is cool. Make some art or a series or a concept that you believe in yourself, and hopefully like other people will rally around that. And then there's always the chance that they won't, and that's also part of the artist journey. Is like not everyone makes a hit right away. Like you just got to keep going at it. Like so yeah, that would be my advice. Don't pay attention to what other people are doing. Just like do something that you think is cool. I really do think that like the big NFT series are all like kind of just the more original ones. Like this is why I got excited about Bad Kids, is like it's very original. There's nothing like it on Ethereum at all. Like it's like and like even like in Ethereum, like all the like super original series like have been like kind of like the most fun to be a part of. And like Nouns DAO is like a really great one. There's so many really cool things. Like so yeah, just do something you think is cool. Like don't overthink it. Don't think about it. I also would encourage people not think about like things too much from like economics or whatever. Everyone's like, there's a certain type of NFT person, and I think this was fun during like the bull market. This often happens, but like just like make things you think are like good art, and don't worry about like tokenomics and like pump and dump schemes and stuff like that. Like it's all getting really tired, and it's the bear market, and like a lot of that stuff's probably going to die out. Like if you make a valuable community, the price will go up. Like and in many ways I would also encourage more people to start making NFTs without like thinking about like making like the next CryptoPunks or whatever. Just make like a cool community or whatever. And I'm sure maybe it's like not gonna make you all millionaires, but you'll have a lot of fucking fun, and who knows what other cool shit you're gonna create. Like so
if you can gather or bring people together that align with your mind, with your thought process, or maybe you with some ideas, you can together just build cool shit, because it's better to have many people kind of align that just one or two, three.
Yeah, and friends are priceless. Like just make something that you can enjoy and like make friends from. That's what makes our life worthwhile. Like yeah, sure, money's great, but like genuine connections are also great, and those can be like priceless. So, and again,
100%.
you'd be surprised like what actually creates value is, I think, like organic, genuine communities. I think no one really likes the pump and dump like NFT stuff because it's not genuine community. Like a lot of it's just like paid shills even, and like it's never like as organic, and I think people can tell the difference. And I think the best like series like kind of like transcend like the NFT like shiller stuff, if that makes sense, and become more valuable as a result. Like I think Bad Kids is a really good example of this because like there were a lot of other projects on like Stargaze that kind of followed like the more traditional like NFT like shiller thing, and they like set up discords and they had like their roadmaps and like they had like, but it it just felt very manufactured, and all those NFTs are basically fucking worthless right now. And I would just encourage other people, just like, again, just don't worry about like fucking like paying like NFT shillers to like promote your NFT series and like channels, or like don't like that stuff is basically all just like a waste of time and it's a waste of money. Like make something cool and make good vibes around it, and then people will want to become a part of that community, and then like that makes the community more valuable. You just like, if you try to force it too much, like you're not going to make something that's like you're not going to make something that's fun, but I also don't think you're going to make something that's valuable, because you might be able to do like a temporary like speculative like kind of thing, but it's not going to be like long term. It's not going to be like valuable. So yeah,
I see. Okay, cool. That's a good piece of advice. Just make something that is cool and make good vibes around it. Okay, so let's try to change the topic a little bit. And are you biased by any of the projects that you have co-founded so far? Like, say, if you have to choose between working for the rest of your life in Stargaze, Juno, or DAO DAO, what would you go for?
I mean, I love them all. It's like choosing a favorite child.
But you always have a favorite child. If you're a parent, you know.
DAO DAO is definitely my favorite child. I love DAO DAO. DAO DAO is like the coolest group of people that like, and the coolest organization I've ever created. And I love the others. Like they're super exciting, and I'm excited about all three. But to me, like the most fun to work on and like the coolest group of people is DAO DAO. So
I see a lot of potential with DAOs, and I've been like listening to this conversation for probably like in the heat of the bull market when everything was like pumped like so much. I remember like hearing and jumping into spaces and people talking about DAO DAOs, how they will become, or how they will be so important for like what we're building here, which is basically community-driven projects. But I want to talk about DAO DAO after this question, because I also know that, I mean, you like Juno, it's another of your kids, it's another of your child. And I've made a few videos about Juno, but from your perspective, or from your vision, what makes Juno like awesome? What makes Juno cool, and how is Juno changing the game on the entire ecosystem?
I think Juno is cool because it's like actually a DAO. Like it is. There's no company behind Juno. There was no fundraising. There's no like central planning. Juno is like this kind of like bottoms up organic community, and it's like a little bit crazy at times, but it's really like that stuff is powerful and priceless. Like, look at what Juno is doing with sub DAOs. Like Atom 2.0 just got voted down with its like whole like treasury system, and meanwhile we have the Juno Growth Fund, not like printing the equivalent of 60 million atoms or whatever, but we just have Juno Growth Fund. They're working with the funds they have to like prove out like the idea of like sub DAOs investing in projects on behalf of the community, and like I'm just pretty excited about like how all that's going. We really do have like one of the most like kind of innovative communities in Cosmos. If I had to say what Juno was in a sentence, because I know it's a little bit, like Osmosis is, it's a DEX. Stargaze is an NFT marketplace. Like Juno is, we used to say it's a permissionless L1, but like I don't think that's a good pitch anymore. I think Juno is a community first and foremost. But really, I see Juno as the incubator for the Interchain. So like Juno is like the best place for new projects to launch in the cosmos. And sure, they'll eventually like go out and start their own chains if they're successful. We already have projects like that, like Passage 3D, for example. They launched their first marketplace, like their first on-chain marketplace, on Juno, and then you know, they eventually like they got to test all that out, and now they're launching to their own chain. And
Awesome.
they've expressed interest in like using mesh security with us too, which is great.
That's
This
that's
is
pretty cool.
this is the kind of pattern that we want to see. We want to see projects launching on Juno, taking advantage of our really exciting, like awesome community. Like potentially getting like investment from the Juno Growth Fund or from like launch pads on Juno. And then when they're ready, once they found product market fit, once they have, you know, tens of thousands of people using their DApp every day, then they can go and launch their own chain and use mesh security. So at like Juno holders are like benefiting throughout like the whole part of that process. So, you know, I think, and we have some like really exciting shit that's gonna like come out towards the end of the year. I guess I'll give like a little bit of alpha on it because no one's gonna care because it's the bear market. But you're gonna be able to earn more than just Juno by staking Juno.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah,
That's super cool. Like I think that's gonna make Juno way more valuable and way more desired by by everyone who knows this ecosystem. I want to ask you about that because I feel like you leaked something within that talk, but I'm probably gonna ask you in a little bit later. Before that, let's talk about Interchain DAO because you say Juno is an Interchain DAO, right? So what kind of Interchain DAO do? What can they do?
well, Interchain DAOs can invest in projects, you know, which we're already doing with the Juno Growth Fund. And that's kind of just spinning up. They're having their first meetings and like looking at their first projects, and I've had a glimpse into the projects that are going to be launching, and like, holy shit, it's going to be good. It's going to be fucking good.
Cool.
There is the ability also, which I think we're going to, figure out strategies around as a community, of leveraging our funds to like earn additional yield for the community. So for example, we have a massive fucking treasury of Juno. And we now have interchain accounts for the first time. So there's a lot that we could do with this. What if we, like, for example, just LP'd all that Juno? Like, what if we could, like, if there's a DEX somewhere, we could, like, maybe not all of it, but like some amount of it, we have to like hedge our risk as a community. And certainly there's going to be like a lot of debate about all this stuff, but we could leverage some of that treasury in DeFi, for example, and earn additional yield for the community. I think that's kind of like another activity that Interchain DAOs can do. So for example, like providing liquidity on DEXs, which benefits Juno in a couple ways. That means there's like really deep, like permanent liquidity that's always going to be there. But then like all the rewards from, the fees, the, whatever incentives there might be, like those also go back to the Juno treasury. So, that's, I think, pretty exciting.
It is.
Yeah.
So
Interchain DAOs also just like, figure out new cool shit to do and promote themselves. Like, there is a communications DAO in the works for Juno, which is going to be pretty cool, and going to be doing much needed stuff. Like there are many other sub DAOs that we're going to be launching. We might even choose to do like nonprofit kind of stuff. Like some people have talked about like doing like a charity sub DAO or like, whatever, and like getting like some amount of like, there's like a bunch of different things to do. And as a community, we're gonna like, figure it out together. Like,
cool. So, and all of this is kind of being possible thanks to what DAO DAO is building, because DAO DAO is building like the best tooling for DAOs. Like what I've seen is DAO DAO is like far away from like any other competitors. like what you can see on in Ethereum to manage DAOs is just like off chain. Like I mean, yeah, it's not even on chain. It's just like pools and stuff like that. But with DAO DAO, everything is being like, it's like almost like working together with every other ecosystem, because it's also using Cosm Watson can do the interchain smart contracts. Is that true? How would you describe like DAO DAO? DAOs for DAOs. You know, DAO DAO is a DAO for DAOs. But how would you describe being your favorite child, DAO DAO?
Well, DAO DAO is a DAO, so
It's a DAO. Yeah, 100%.
We make interchain DAO tooling, and the cool thing about, you know, one of the problems with like DAO tooling in the past is like you were very much locked on like one chain, so you could only do things on one chain. But with like interchain accounts and with you know, IBC, like we're no longer just confined to one chain. We can actually just like, you know, do like have a DAO on Juno, and then like, you know, and play around with all the crazy stuff in the interchain. Like that's yeah. But DAO DAO is just like building. We're a group of people, and we are just building next gen governance tools. DAO DAO to me is about more than just like crypto. Like we really want to like build tools that are capable of like running nonprofits and like for-profit corporations and like even local governments. We like are, you know, we really want to see like a future in like 10 years where like, you know, like towns, entire towns, maybe even cities are using DAO tooling, just because it's a better way of like organizing things.
Yes, 100%.
So we're building next gen governance tools, and we think that this is like one of the reasons why I think DAO DAO is cool, and why we've got like a really cool group of people that are working on it. And even people like we don't hire anyone with DAO DAO. Like we have like even people like at that work at like big companies like Google, and they like work on DAO DAO for fun because they're bored with their job and they think they work for evil companies, but they get paid like a fuck ton of money. So they just work on DAO DAO on the side for their like for fun and for, you know, like hopefully doing some good in the world.
That's pretty cool. Like, is there someone that you can reach out? Like, if there is someone that doesn't have lots of background knowledge about how DAO works and how NFT works, and is there someone that they can like reach out to help them create or set up a NFT DAO towards the artists? Like, I've been talking to people about Stargaze, about DAO DAO in this local community, because I just came for the holidays, and this little town has like many artists. So I was like, okay, so you start talking about this like NFT space, and they have heard about Ethereum, and they have heard about some stuff, but they haven't heard about Cosmos or Stargaze or DAO DAO or Juno. So is there someone that they can just try to like reach out, because there is a lot of different ideas right now in this little town, and I want to just make it happen. I'm also saying this because from the work with the Hack Wasm in Medellin, we're also working with local communities of artists, and I've heard that DAO DAO NFT communities are coming into DAO DAO V2. But like, if we want to start helping these people, because we want to be the like vehicle, or we want to be the people that is supporting them to onboard on this ecosystem, or onboard in Cosmos or Stargaze or whatever. Is there can we tell them, yes, start creating the NFTs, your NFT art, or let's deploy a collection in a Stargaze, or let's create a DAO before? Like, we know this is coming in V2, but what can we do to keep them busy and keep them excited before that option?
I'd say like start working on the art is like the first and most obvious one. Because regardless of whatever they choose, you know, whatever tools they choose, they might even choose to launch on Ethereum. Like they're still gonna need the art either way. Like that's the one universal thing. So like, yeah, I'd say like just get them started working on the art, and like that's like the first thing. And then we'll get to see like, yeah, how all these tools develop. There's like, I think we also need like a few example projects. So like sometimes like before you get like a lot of newbies like into the ecosystem, which is great. You need new people, but like I think those people need examples on how to like structure their project. And so this is actually where like kind of more experience, like NFT DAOs are new in Cosmos. So how are people going to use those? So sometimes it takes like the early like adopters or like the kind of more experienced people to like launch some projects and provide examples of how to use, like how to structure an NFT DAO, you know, and then people can kind of like copy those templates. Like, I think it's like, that's why another reason I'd have people like focus on the art is because that'll give enough time for them to like, we'll see how some other people are like, you know, building like NFT DAOs or whatever, and they'll be able to kind of like see what they did and like either copy it or do something similar, which I think will be really helpful.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, that's also like a personal advice because we're working with this community. I'm working here just in this little town for a few days, and then
I mean that's also a great value add that Nacion crypto can do is like just like like help some of these people out, like point them in the right direction, you know. And I think that's a really great thank you for helping to do that.
No, of course, that's our pleasure. That's what we want to do all the time. Okay, let's have like a few quick questions to wrap up this interview. And so, what is ETH chain?
ETH chain? Oh
Yes.
well, it's a I don't know. Next question. It's a chain. It's gonna launch soon. It's gonna be like you know. I said we were launching more chains. It's a chain. It's gonna launch soon.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Too much of leaks. Stake your Juno equals DAO token.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I think people should stake their Juno. I think.
Yeah.
It's like. I mean, I've already said the alpha around that. Like, by staking Juno, you're gonna earn multiple tokens.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
100%. Stake your Junos and feed parceros Nacion
also,
crypto nodes.
You know, like the market just crashed like a fuck ton, and not because of anything we did. You know, it's but just the macro is terrible. Like, it's a really bad time to probably like
have your Junos or your like, Stargaze just doing nothing.
It's just just stake them, stake and chill. We're in the stake and chill part of the bear market. Just like
yes, we just habilitated the auto compounding tool with our Juno node. So people, I just launched a video yesterday on how to do the auto compounding. So people just can just click on that and just chill and just yield your Juno and wait for the things that are coming, because what I've heard from like another interviews, just things are going to get pretty crazy, pretty cool.
Yeah, there's so many projects like that are launching on Juno. Like, it's like we made a lot of investment as a community, which is like I think really gonna pay off really well. And there's like just so many like cool projects that are like launching in the next couple months. I told someone, I was like, November is going to be like the worst month for Juno, and then it's going to be like December is going to be good, and then like people are going to be excited again.
Well, almost halfway through November, so
almost halfway through. But yeah, But December is going to be great. DAO DAO V2 comes out in December, and we have some very special surprises for people. So they should stake their Juno if they want to get the surprises. It might not be what they expect. They're not gonna. No one's gonna expect this. But it's gonna be really fucking fun.
Nice.
I'll give a little hint. We've been talking about DAO games for forever, and we're actually finally going to do a DAO game with V2.
Oh.
So if you want to be part of the DAO game, you should stake your Juno.
That sounds pretty fun. That sounds like a good deal for me, at least.
I mean, if you like games, it's a good deal. If you don't like having fun, then just
it's not a good deal.
Yeah. Well, you should still stake your Juno anyway, but it might be less exciting for you. If you really hate fun, like.
Yes. Okay, so why is Cosm Wasm awesome?
It's without getting too technical, it's just like way more performant than the EVM by like a lot. It's a lot faster, and you can do way more compute. it's awesome because you can use existing languages. You like if you already know how to use Rust or Go, you can just use Rust or Go. You don't have to like learn Solidity in a weird virtual machine with all these quirks. It's a lot easier to write secure smart contracts, which is really great. Um, because we use existing languages as well. Like you don't have, if you want to use like a math library, for example, like an encryption library, you can just use like a Rust encryption library. You don't have to like rewrite it in Solidity, which is like a lot easier. But I think the best thing about Cosmwasm, because there's like other like smart contract frameworks in Rust and stuff, but like the best thing about Cosmwasm that it has that no other smart contract platform has is built-in integration with IBC. You can write custom IBC protocols in Cosmwasm. Like mesh security, for example, written entirely in Cosmwasm. ICS 721, the Interchain NFT standard, there's probably going to be multiple implementations of that, but the first one that's ready is like written in Cosmwasm. Like, so you can write these like custom like IBC applications and do like custom IBC logic, which no other smart contracting framework allows you to do. So that's like, I think that's the best one. Another thing about it is like there's a lot of smart contract frameworks like Sui or Move or like Solana's thing, but they only exist on one chain. Cosmwasm is really the only other smart contract framework aside from the EVM that is multi-chain. So Cosmwasm is on Osmosis, it's on Stargaze, it's on Secret Network, it's on Injective, it's on like, so there's over 20 chains that use Cosmwasm, and it's cross ecosystem as well. So there's a Polkadot parachain that is using Cosmwasm. So like Cosmwasm is like, yeah, composable finance. They're really cool. And like with Juno, we actually we want to see Cosmwasm everywhere. That's the dream for Juno. It's like, again, we're an interchain incubator, and if we want to build like the future IBC protocols, the future interchain protocols that are going to be like massive value for like Juno users, those are things that run on every chain, and we want Cosmwasm everywhere. We want them to like obviously be incubated from and start on Juno and drop to Juno users, but for them to be maximally valuable, we are Cosmwasm maximalists. We want Cosmwasm on like Ethereum someday, even though that's going to take a really long time. But
yeah,
so
yeah, it's way more versatile and dynamic. I mean,
yeah, you can actually run EVM inside of Cosmwasm, and you can run like JavaScript inside of Cosmwasm, and you can just like it's really powerful. And I think like given the rate of adoption, like there's a really good chance that we could build, you know, the like second. I think we're probably already really close to being like the second like most adopted like smart contract VM, and I think if we really work at it, we can really solidify being the second most adopted smart contract VM, and then we'll just, you know, eventually it'll take a couple years, but you know, we're gonna like, I want WebAssembly virtual machines to replace the EVM. That's like
awesome. You know, like if you guys have any idea of how we can help and just jump in and provide some extra value to this task or to this mission, we're totally open to it, because we love this ecosystem.
I mean, you've already been doing it. Like Hackwasm was amazing. Like reaching out to the Latin American developers. Like let's get these people on board. Like let's educate people. And you know, I think it's great. So
thank you. We just got some good news from one of the projects in like they presented on Hackwasm, and they just got funded by a VC type of thing. They're creating something cool, but then they also hired one of these guys that never heard of Cosmos before. One of these guys that never heard of Cosmwasm before, a Colombian local dev, and he had good performance in the Hackwasm, and they were like good friends. And they just hired him, and now he's working. Now he's a new Cosmwasm developer for the ecosystem, which we feel like is pretty cool. We love that. Yeah.
So good. Yeah. That's exactly the kind of stuff we want. So I'm really excited for Hackwasm next year.
Me too. We'll see what happens with that. Okay. Like real quick, what's going to happen with, like, what's the next thing for Atom 2.0? Because it got rejected. What's going to happen?
Dude, don't know. don't really care. I care about like, I was trying to like put my 2 cents out there. I was in favor. It wasn't perfect. There were a lot of things I didn't like, but that's up for them. Like I care about Juno, care about Stargaze. I think that I was supportive of Atom 2.0, but like they're probably gonna like just argue for a couple of months and not like make good progress. And so yeah, I'm just I wish everybody luck. I kind of feel bad for them, like because this is gonna be a lot more uncertainty. It's probably gonna delay some things. But I'm just focused on Juno, and we're moving forward. And we got like we're the first chain with live MEV. So like Juno stakers might not know this, but like we have Skip Protocol which is a project we actually funded with like the TDF, and as a result, like we get it for free. Juno stakers and validators get 100% of the MEV on Juno, which is great. And there's also protection. There's protection against sandwiching attacks and front running, which are bad types of MEV. So like we don't allow such things. But it's like any like MEV that comes through that is like goes 100% to Juno stakers and validators.
Beautiful. That's awesome. So okay. Just to finish this conversation, because you might be busy. I've seen your GitHub, and it looks like you're busy all the time. Like you barely sleep. So I'm gonna ask you this last question. It's very easy. Like if you have to pick one meal, one food, one play for the rest of your life, what would it be? Like what's the thing that you could eat every day and not get tired of?
Mexican food. I'd probably be Mexican food. I love Mexican food.
Okay, same. I always pick Mexican food or Chinese. I like Chinese, but Mexican.
I like spicy food. So yeah, Mexican food really. That was one thing that kind of surprised me about Colombia, by the way. Is like nothing was spicy. I was like, no, damn. I kind of expected it. Yeah, like it's a tropical country. I figured like all tropical countries had like spicy food, and I was like,
no.
Yeah, well,
we're not that spicy, I guess.
I guess. I don't know.
When we talk about food. Okay, Jake, is there anything else you wanna maybe say to the Spanish speaker community or to anyone who's watching this video?
Yeah, just continue to get involved. Like, go out and make DAOs. Like, work with Nacion Crypto. Like, let's build like a real community in Latin America. And I think bear market is the best time to do that because there's the most upside. This is like the time, because like, it's not the time when the price has gone up like 900%. Like this is the time. And we might be in a bear market for like a little while longer, but like let's build some really cool stuff. Join DAO DAO, join Stargaze, join Juno. Like, let's fucking go. So
yeah. Okay, Jake, thank you so much. It was a pleasure to have you here in this short conversation, and just like going with you through the city is just kind of fun. Just getting to see a little bit of the city and listening to you. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've just been wandering around randomly, so it's been great. But yeah, let's do this again sometime. I'll try to have like a more proper like webcam setup, but hopefully this worked out okay.
Thank you. That was perfect. Sweet. Thank you so much.
Talk soon. Keep up the good fight. Let's go. All right, later.
Bye.